Hey, it's Michael Lewis, former Indiana University player and current UCLA assistant basketball coach, and you're listening to Indiana Sports Beat.
Welcome back to Indiana Sports Beat with Coyle Leary, joined now by one of the absolute favorites, former Hoosier, AJ Moye. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great.
Man, I can't appreciate you so much. I know he's out in California, so it's a lot earlier for him, man. Appreciate you, especially since I know we were all up watching that Indiana game last night, the Duke Indiana game in 2002. It was so much fun. Dane Fife was posting along. Someone had asked him to kind of give a play-by-play, which he was doing on Twitter, which was kind of funny because he was doing it in a Dane Fife way, which you know is nothing but hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Zany.
Yeah, absolutely. When that game comes on, which we all enjoy that stuff, that kind of stuff. And Ian, what's it like as a player to watch that stuff and look back on that?
Man, it was like I don't know. It's surreal because it feels like, man, we're about to lose this game. Like every time I'm watching, I'm like, man, I hope we can come back and win the game. But it's awesome. It was just an awesome feeling, and it was a team. That collection of guys from 2000 to 2003, we were just a team. We really loved each other, and we really didn't care who did what. We were just trying to win.
And I was talking to Dane Fife about that makeup of that team. That team had probably more moxie than talent, and I'm not knocking the talent on it, but it had probably more moxie than talent. Those guys were all so tough, yourself and Dane and Coverdale and all those guys, the toughness that came along with that game. We don't see teams like that anymore. And Dane talked about, of course, the longevity, but there's also more to it. The players today they're different.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the kids they're different, but I really feel that and I'm not knocking anyone, but I really feel that as coaches, you know, because now that's what I do. But as coaches, we have to really take our time and really give our players that certain amount of moxie, that certain amount of toughness, that certain amount of edge, and really feed their competitive fervor. You know, so that's one thing I do. Because you know, I work with. I'm the master trainer over at Mama Sports Academy. So you know, I work with tons of NBA guys, a lot of college guys, and make a lot of great, you know, high school and middle school kids, make them become D1 players. Like at my high school alone, I also coach high school, and I probably have like 8 D1 players over the course of the last 2-3 years. So it's about, you know, you have to instill that in the kids, and you have to teach them why. And I don't think these kids watch basketball as much as we did. You know, we knew everything. Like when I was a kid, you know, you knew about the 20 years before you know, in players and things. But now these kids, they have these phones, man. They just get lost in text messaging and Snapchat and everything else, man. So. You know, the world's changed a little bit.
Yeah, there's so much things to keep them occupied. Fortnite, which I know nothing about. I just know that it's one of those things that they do. There's just so many crazy things out there. And that makes it, how much, as a coach, though, that's got to make it more difficult. It seems like you'd have to come up with more creative ways to get to them.
Not really, man. So, because I'm gonna tell you, like, so when I was a player, I was different, man. You know, I loved to win, but you know, I used to read autobiographies, man, of basketball players. So, I read Elvin Hayes, and I read Bill Russell's, and Damon Bailey's, and John Wooden's, and I love John Wooden. What he said is like one of his rules is like, he doesn't waste time arguing or bad mouth to the player. He just takes them out and sit them on the bench. He's like, the bench is your best friend. So if you want to get a lesson taught, just put them on the bench. And so that's what I do, you know. But, you know, I really feel you just have to tap into these guys. And you also have to be a coach that knows the game. And I really feel that hurts the kids as well, because there are so many different avenues. You know, when we were kids, you know, AAU, I think it might have been one team per state, and it might have been two teams per state um, that were any good. So but nowadays, you have like 500 AAU teams in every state, and so it's a little weird. And you get people coaching that don't know anything about basketball, so that's diluting the pool. So it's a lot of things that kind of play into the reasons why the kids don't have the heightened understanding. But you know what? I will say this about the kids, man. These guys are ridiculous athletes, boy. I'm telling you, they're ridiculous now.
Yeah, it's certainly you can see as you go by, as the years go by, we all just everything gets better and better. During this time with all the coronavirus lockdowns that we're all dealing with in various places, and of course it's serious, and there's much more serious things than sports, but it is a part of our fabric and our life, and it's affected that immensely. And as a coach, it's your livelihood going forward. The difficulties that may lie ahead with getting things just back going again. How difficult is that just to get things ramped back up when you take it to a dead stop?
Well, yeah, I mean it's unfortunate, man, because many jobs, people are just getting laid off. You know what I mean? And I think everyone's had to deal with that. I know, even at my company, I haven't had to deal with it, but it's it's just sad, man. These are times right now that are tough and they're trying. But I also feel like the fabric of who we are as human beings, and what really makes us go and makes us tick, and what really drives us at the core. I really feel this is a time where our character will be on display, and I feel this is a time where we all can kind of step back, and we all are becoming more intertwined. So I feel that every situation you go through in life, you always have a choice. Do I make it positive, or am I going to mope and complain? So I really feel like these are trying times, tough times, and my heart goes out to everyone who's gravely affected by this. And it's just something that's just historically it hasn't happened since like the plague or something. So this is just a weird time.
Yeah, that's something I just can keep saying over and over. Like when I talk to my daughter, I try to tell her, I go, she's 16, 17, and almost 17. And I'm like, Kylie, this is weird for me. I said, this is something I've never experienced. It's weird for all of us. And it's just crazy.
Yeah.
And life has been even tougher for you guys. Your involvement with the Mamba Academy, of course, and the loss of Kobe this year. Horrible tragedy.
Wow.
So you guys have dealt with that. How did you deal with that? And how are you dealing with that?
Honestly, man, I haven't dealt with it, because Kobe, I remember when I was 13, the NBA Summer League used to be played at Long Beach State University, believe it or not. So in the summer times, I was always out in California with my father. So I've started following Kobe when he had to be in 10th grade, 10th, 11th grade. So, we used to play at some of the same venues, in AAU and stuff. And then he got drafted by the Lakers. And so they were playing their first game. And man, I begged my father to take me. So he took me. You just paid like $3 and you were in the gym. You could sit anywhere. So I was sitting at least 3 rows, behind his bench. And man, I watched Kobe. He had like 31 to 34 his first time playing, and it was just amazing. And after the game, I remember the announcer said, "Well, Kobe, we hear these stories about you and you're legendary, and you're in the gym this much, and you do this and you do that." And he said, "Well, he said, yeah, that plays a part." He said, "But the thing with me is I believe in myself." And he said, "You have to believe in yourself, or no one else will." And that clicked. So that kind of lit a fire in me. And the cool thing about it was, then I met him again at ABCD, that big camp they have for the players back in my day. So I met him. They took like 10 of us, like the 10 best players at the camp. We got to meet them. So it was real cool. So, and then now seeing him again probably like 3-4 years ago and reconnecting with him, and me and him we got pretty tight. I used to help coach his daughter's travel team, and so it hit me real hard because I knew Liz, and I know Peyton, and I know Gigi, and it hit me real hard. And losing Kobe, man, it's tough. And the thing is, I don't believe I've grown to accept it yet. I just haven't, you know, because the whole world was reeling and the whole world was dealing with this emotion. And I got kids at home. I got my wife, and I was just trying to hold it all together. But eventually, one day, I need to just exhale and let all the emotion out.
Yeah, don't let it all explode at one time. It's
Yeah.
something I tend to do, and it's never good. It seems like, but yeah, he was one of those figures that transcends athletics. He was a guy that was at the top of his game and what he did for the entire length of his career. But then after that, he used that in a positive way, affecting community, and not everybody does that.
About him too. The guy was always like that, man. Like, he might have done so much for homelessness in LA. Like, it was crazy. And he had such a giving heart, man. Like, he always had a giving heart. He's just an amazing guy. And the thing is, it's not so much, it's the Mamba mentality. It really is. His mentality is to never say die, right? To never give up and to always do your best. You strive to do your best every single day at every single thing that you do. And it's great because, I'm missing him. And yeah, we all miss him, but I know that, he's with me every day, through the course of his life. So that's called living a full life, and that's called living a life where you're trying to be a positive change agent. So, I love Kobe. And dear friend, and I miss him each day, each day.
And we talk about there's people in all of our lives that affect it, but not only affect it, but actually change it and point it in a different direction. And it sounds like this is definitely one of those places in a road that Kobe was for you, that put you on a different path. What would your life have been like had you guys not converged?
Yeah, that's the interesting thing, man. I don't even know. Because you could say, well, I believe this and I believe that, but I'm telling you, the day I saw Kobe when I was 13, and the day I actually was around him, like when I was 13, that changed my whole life, man. I started working like a maniac, like it's from the day I met Kobe, So he's one of those transcendent people, like you said, man. He's just an awesome person, he really is, and. It's not a word created for the type of individual I believe he is and was,
And we know him as a great family man. You yourself also married. I think since we've spoken last, you've gotten married. That was last summer, right?
Yeah, about 2-3 summers. Yeah, I got a wife. I have a 1-year-old, and guess what? Today is my 16-year-old, now 17-year-old's birthday. So her birthday is today. So when she gets up, I'm gonna shower her with a lot of presents and gifts. But she's not at school now, so she can sleep to probably like 9.
Happy birthday! That's awesome, amazing. Happy birthday!
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, my daughter will be 17 in May. But yes, the fun times. It's difficult for a kid that's 14, 15, 16 right now because, like I mentioned a minute ago, this is weird for all of us. But I can't imagine being at that age and having to go through all this.
Yeah,
it's a lot to take.
I feel for her because my daughter's she's like a D1 hopeful like player in volleyball. So, like, she really plays it. And so, volleyball season, they were in the midst of this is the real beef of their season is. So she had a tournament to go to Colorado, probably like the week, the first round of the NCAA tournament, right? Well, the first round, actually the week of the conference tournaments, right? So she had a big tournament up there, and her volleyball team was one of the best in California, and so that got canceled. And she's sad, and she loves school, man. She really does, man. She has all A's and one B, So she was getting that Moye fabric about her that I love, and she was really excelling. And so she misses school. That's the thing that's weird. She's talking. She's like, Dad, I really was looking forward to this project. I was working on this project. I was writing a paper for this guy, and I really wanted to turn it in. I thought I was going to do great, And so it's a weird time because I have nothing from experience, right? That I can say, hey, baby, this happened back when I was this, and we weren't in school for this. But that never transpired when I was growing up. So, I really feel for her.
Yeah, well, she's got the AJ hops. She's going to be in great shape because watching that Duke game last night again, I waited for there's that one moment, and there it came when you blocked Carlos Boozer. That is one of my favorite moments in all of sports, and I'm not saying that because you're on here. I've said it 1,000 times. It's my favorite picture. That and Muhammad Ali standing over Sonny Liston, my two favorites in all of sports. Right there.
I appreciate it. I think, it's my favorite.
Dude, I would have that thing wallpapered around my house if it was me. I promise you. My entire house would be wallpapered in that poster.
Well, I got it in one. My wife is an amazing person. So she, because, our house is 2-3 levels. So on the stairs, we have a wall where it's just all of me and basketball. And she did it, man. I was so grateful and so honored, because my wife, she's from Southport, Indiana, but she put it up there, and then it's the Sports Illustrated one with me blocking Carlos Boozer, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is without a doubt just one of the greatest. It is awesome, and the fact that I got to be there is the best part. But every time you watch it,
I love your version of the game way better than the CBS version. The CBS version, they call me AJ Moye.
Oh, yeah.
Because OJ Mayo was like a senior in high school then or something. But I don't know. The guy said, "Oh, and AJ Moye just blocked the sound." I'm like, OJ, come on, man.
Well, at least you better. They helped out Dane Fife, and when he was on, we were talking about that. But when he committed the foul on,
they
Jason
called it
Williams
Jeff Newton. They were like,
yes, they called it on Jeff Newton.
Did this, and Jeff Newton. I'm like, why would Jeff Newton be guarding Jay Will? Like, come on, man.
Oh, yeah, he was just lucky that they kept everyone. Even Don Fisher called it somebody else. He was just lucky that everybody called it everybody but him. But what a fun time it was and fun. But man, I can't thank you enough, AJ, for coming on.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are staying safe out there and keep your family safe. And we appreciate you so much. Any chance with all this going on, I know nobody's going anywhere, but were there any plans to come back to Indiana anytime in the near future for visiting?
Oh yeah, definitely. We were definitely going to come back. And I'll tell you this, man, Archie knows how I feel, man. I would love, ultimately in my heart, I want to come back to Indiana in some way or form, and help out with the program just because, I love the program and, I love Indiana. That's where I ultimately want to be. So, right now, it's a great time for me in life. So, who knows what the future holds, but, I love Indiana. And
they love you.
Real quick, hey man, Dane Fife, he was about to get destroyed, man. I remember when he did that foul, man. Hey man, everyone on the team was like, "Hey, as soon as this game is over, we're gonna lock the door." JJ was like, "Hey, we're gonna lock the door. We're gonna tear him up." I was like, boy. But then I remember Jay Will went to the line. I was like, yo, he's 59%. He's not going to make this. I said it loud. I didn't think he was going to make it. And he didn't. So, that was a lot of fun. But, Dane, man, Dane was probably going to get taken out some sort of way, man. Hey, because we
Oh,
just
man.
had a conversation. We were like, hey, just don't foul them on the three. Like, hey, they can make a three. It's cool. Just don't foul them. And Fife
It
just
was
goes by and chest bumps the guy.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And Mike Davis goes to his knees and everybody. And
Oh
then
yeah, man. Hey,
but
man,
he misses
it's
the
so
free
hilarious.
throw. But then Boozer gets the rebound, and Fife was blaming Jared Jeffrey, saying that he's the one. He said, "At least I was trying when I fouled." He goes, "Jared, let Boozer just grab the
Hey,
rebound."
just let him get it too, man. I think like that. Hey, that game sends me through a gauntlet of emotions, right? Because it's just like, man, what's going on, man?
We played that game up.
A little bit weird, but, we show great fight and competitive fervor, good competitive nature. I liked it.
It was awesome, and it's always fun. It's even fun watching it 18 years later. It's almost just as
Yeah,
fun, man. It's crazy.
yeah.
AJ, man, thank you so much. I hope you have a great weekend, and I look forward to talking to you again soon, and more importantly, seeing you when you come back.
All right,
I give you buzz when I'm back, Todd.
Look forward to it. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. AJ Moye joining us here on Indiana Sports Beat as we're coming to you from the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios. There. But AJ Moye joined us. Appreciate that. From the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios, for Todd, Jake, I'm Jim Coyle. I will see you on the radio.